Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly, bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. That being said, we got a big show today. We went up to a very key level, 98,000-ish. That was a level we were looking at for quite some time here on the channel. We had some very key pieces of technical analysis that were sitting in that area. We had the quarterly pivot as well as a very clear horizontal, and I believe the 0.382 as well. So there was a lot of confluence sitting there at about 98K. I did take a short off of it. So yes, it is true. The six-figure trades, we are hunting them and we are taking them. I actually did take a trade off of that. Made about $600, nothing too crazy. I was in, out, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I do have a life. I had some things to do with kiddos, so I was not gonna sit there and watch that the entire time. But here nor there, we were profitable, looking good. First things first, let's get over to the chat real quick. Say what's up to the homies that are in here. We got Alexander G in the house. We got the House of Trades official. What up to you, man? Good to see you in the chat as well. Man, I was sleeping on getting the stream started. I don't know what happened there. I hit the button, but it didn't actually go over to YouTube for whatever reason. Then when I went to YouTube to check on it, I was like, it's not there. And I'm like, dang. All right. So you guys missed a lot of music. It's all good. All good. All right. Let's go ahead and check the crypto bubbles. They are red AF. IP getting beat up. That's down 26.6%. Let's see if anything else is. Arrows down 10.1. Diverging from the market, though, you do have Chili's. That is actually up 6.2%. Meme Core is up 3.7. HCX 1.4. Maker 1. Leo 2.2. Everything else is getting beat up pretty hard, though, man. I mean, you're talking about more than 5% for a lot of the alts. Pretty harsh rejection. I did think about taking a hedge against some of the positions I did have open, spot positions I have open. Still profitable, though. Cardano is still looking good. Think I'm up probably close to about a couple thousand at this point on the Cardano spot position that I have. Let's look at the total market cap, sitting at 3.22 trillion. That is down 2.37 over the last 24 hours. Fear and Greed Index is at 54, neutral, on the backside of a nice pump. That makes a lot of sense to see that move up. Bitcoin currently at 95,601. That is down 1.75% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum is at 3303, and that is down 1.86% over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 59.2. So Bitcoin dominance, since the last time we talked, has worked its way up just a little bit. All right, we got some news. Let's go ahead and cover that real quick. Elmer Fudd is back. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong highlighted the following issues with the crypto market structure draft. Okay, so this is what is supposed to bring regulation and legislation to the crypto market, but he says it's not a go for him. Not a go. There is a couple issues there. One of them being with DeFi, as well as a ban on some of the tokenized equities. And then there was kind of this I don't know, I would say, what's the right word for it? It's, what is it? I'm just trying to think of it. So basically the the leadership, or who's going to have authority between the CFTC and the SEC. There was a little bit of an issue there as well, and seeing how one was going to be subservient to the other, that was something that they talked about as well. But apparently not a good thing for stablecoins either. I guess one of the things that we're talking about is the banks themselves would be able to essentially ban their competition. All right, so that's a no-go, right? Trying to be decentralized. What are we doing? We're giving that power back to some of the centralized entities like the banks. That is a no-go for Mr. Brian Armstrong. And you know what? I'm with you, homie. All right, let's go ahead and get over to the next segment. That is going to be the Daily Degen. All right, Daily Degen. This is where we take your vote, which is 62% Moon right now. All right. Interesting take. 62% Moon. And basically, I take your vote. All right, I take a position based on what it is you guys vote for. So you guys right now, oh, you're going 50-50. See, I'm putting a little doubt in your mind. We don't really do any TA on this. This is more just a, you kind of go through, it's like a sentiment-based trade. And it's, 45 minutes. It's got to move in like 45 minutes. So you guys are 58%. I'm going to let you guys keep voting. You guys look like you're trying to figure it out right now. I see some of you waffling back and forth whether you want to go Moon or Doom. I'll let you take a look at it, but I'm not doing TA on it. All right, I just want to let you know. I let you vote, but I'm not doing TA. So here's a look-see. Let's see what you're thinking on whether you guys want to go long or short as the audience. And I'll just put some constraints around it. I'll put a stop loss. I'll put a take profit on there, and we'll see which way we go. Let's see here. 58%. All right. 58%. I think that's going to be it. We got my man Harp in the chat. He's got the rib emojis going, man, because I'm serving up the sauce. Ain't no doubt about it. All right. 58% strong. All right. That's where you guys are. Looks like that's where you're settled. You know what? We'll put some realsies on it. We'll put some realsies on it. I don't feel like, honestly, I just don't feel like going over to the paper trading account. Minimum order of 9.6. All right, let's make sure. Let's make sure here. 20. We usually put 20x leverage on it. All right. 5. We are on Bitcoin, yes. Why did it move my... That is weird. That is really weird. All right, there you go. Bitcoin's back at the top. I don't know why it just moved by itself. All right, and you guys, yep, you're still doomed. You're doomed, so you guys want to go short. All right, it's in there. You guys are short with your 57%. All right, so we got a 20x play on Bitcoin, and you know what we got on it? We got 5 on it. Sending it for the people. All right, let's go over to the liquidation heat map. Let's go ahead and fix this real quick so I am in the right spot. There you go. Make sure the music, okay, yeah, music's all good. It's kind of loud in mine. Let me go ahead and turn that down a little bit. All right. Probably keep it quick today, by the way, fam. Had a long night. I haven't slept yet. So been up since yesterday at like 5:30. I guess I took a little nap. All right. I won't say I haven't slept. I took a nap for like an hour and a half. That's what I got in more than 24 hours. All right, liquidation heat map. We do have some liquidity sitting up at 98,000. Keep your eyes on that. That is important. Why do we have liquidity building up there? Well, because we went up. We took all of the liquidity that was here. Remember how hot this was, okay? So understand, as this liquidity comes in, this liquidity fades. But trust me, it was hot AF, working all the way up. And I mean, there was just one little piece left. Right there. And I was like, yep, I'm going to take that too. And then all this liquidity is now coming in here, right? And that's as you get a rejection and you see the movement of price action start to work its way down, liquidity comes in. Why? Because they're piling stop losses, they're piling in leverage positions, but they're putting that liquidation area is up here, all right, for most of the people, 98K. So that is where your liquidity is to the top side. to the bottom side, you're already dipping your toes into some of the liquidity, and then you have the hotter spot down around 93,850. Lucky for you, I've marked that on the chart. All right, so 98K, that makes a lot of sense for a multitude of reasons, right? This is our swing high, recent swing high coming off of this ascending level of support, right? So what do we have going on here? We had an ascending level of support going into a horizontal level of resistance. We've seen that quite a few times on a macro level for Bitcoin, and it has a penchant to go ahead and push through that horizontal level. So something we were looking for here, right? We were looking for breakout, retest, continuation. All right, there was two things. All right, so I won't act like we didn't talk about a potential short here, because we did. But what we didn't get was the setup, right? Because we got an impulsive move through the zone, which invalidates the trade. You don't take it. It's a nose goesies, right? Because your risk to reward changes once it shoots past where we were starting that stop loss. That stop loss was going to give us a nice 2-to-1. Once we had that impulse move through, invalidate it, no take it, and then you got a breakout, retest, came down, and then continuation to the upside. So in the Discord, if you guys remember, I was like, hey, we've broken a key level. It's looking like we have a very real possibility of pushing up to 98 to 100,000. Sure enough, within hours, I think we pushed up to 98,000. Now, if you also remember on the last show, I said if we get a breakout retest and we push up to this area of about 98,000, you guys know I've been talking about this level for quite some time, that I was looking for a short, an initial rejection, right? That's what I usually say. When you get up to those areas, I'm not saying it's going to hold and it has to be the end all be all, but a lot of times you'll get a nice opportunity for a scalp or an intraday trade, because you will get initial reaction to that key level with a lot of confluence, right? You had a very clear horizontal. You're looking at that. You see very clear support. You see the breakdown, right? When it lost that area, that's key. Make note of that. Come back left, you see resistance, and then an impulse move through, and then you see multiple hits of support and resistance. So that is a key horizontal level. It's just like with Ethereum at 28 to 2900. We talked about that a lot because it's a very clear horizontal level that it's respected the price action over and over again through history, right? You can just see the groupings of the price action. I think that's very, very important when you're looking at a horizontal level. Other thing you had, right? You did have liquidity that worked its way all the way up here as well. I mean, honestly, there's been a lot of liquidity that's just been left behind. That's the way it works as price action goes down or goes up, right? It leaves all that liquidity behind. But we did have liquidity here. Now, you also had, and this is one of the things that I was really keying in on, is the quarterly pivot. Okay, so when you got liquidity, you got a horizontal level, and you have a very key technical level like the quarterly pivot. Plus, it's kind of, I'll say it's cherry picking a little bit. But when you move the price action around a little bit, you will actually see a little bit of a spike here in the volume, right? So it's not very prominent right now, but just kind of depending on where you're at in life, right? You can always cherry pick this stuff, man. People do that all the time, but I'm not going to cherry pick it, but you could see a little bit of volume there as well, right? So I won't say it's a high volume node by any means, but there was a little bit more of a push out depending on the time frame that you're on and kind of how you have it scaled. That's really the gist of it. So anyways, there was a lot that was lining up in that area, made me feel comfortable. But what was my like backstop here? And that's how did I like say, you know what, let's pull the trigger? Well, that's when I go over to Market Monkey Terminal. And what I was looking for on Market Monkey Terminal was a couple things. Let's see if we can find that. Yeah. So what I wanted to see, because I can remember this because we're on the 5-minute. So I saw price action going horizontal. I was like, okay, check. You see that right there? That wick right there? That's very clear saying, hey, they're selling. Okay, somebody front ran the sell orders that were on the books. There was some substantial sell orders too. I want to be clear about that. There was like more than 3,000 on the books. I actually, as much as I've been using Market Monkey Terminal recently, I have not actually seen 3,000 on the books in one area yet. That's the first time. So we didn't actually make it up to that area. You got the selling pressure came in, right? You see that wick right there. Price goes horizontal. Open interest is horizontal. CVD is working its way down. Okay, so this is a huge part. Then you come over to Dom and you start looking at, hey, where are the orders on the books? Like if we were to get a little bit of a push down, is there a little bit of a wall where it could hold up as support. So that's where I identified, it was really more of a scalp where I identified my exit. I was looking, okay, where is VWAP on the 3 minute? And then where is some sell side pressure? Or sorry, correction, buy side pressure, right? So where were some buys on the orders? And once I got there, because I was in the trade for about an hour, and like I said, I had some things to do, I was like, you know what? We're in a good spot right here. Bing, bing, took it. And I think $600 in the piggy bank. For show. All right, let's go over to the, let's see. We'll flex it a little bit. I mean, it's only 600 bucks, nothing too crazy. Ain't like Geo. Geo's out there just, sorry, that was Alex's Discord. But he's over there, man, he's having some crazy P&Ls. Oh, look at it, House of Trades posting some P&Ls in there. There you go, with a $500 banger. Let's go, 200%. Love to see it, man. We'll have to chat. Love to see what you're doing. But there you go, man. So 618 bucks right there. You guys can do the math. That was a $10,000 10x play, $100,000 position, 6 figures. And then I took the short from 97,470 down to 96,868. So there's the proof in the pudding. Yes, I do take the trades. And at any point, if you guys like in the Discord, you want to see my P&L, I am always an open book. I have no problem showing you what I got in terms of the last 30 days, 60 days, lifetime of the account. Totally up to you. All right, I see you guys posting stuff in there. JR must be watching the show. He wants to be part of the show. All right, man, I'll make you part of the show. Got a 20% banger on Jelly, 10.42% on cake. Oh, Jesus. Jeez, you want to post any more, JR? All right, that's all the love you get, man. Good stuff, though. Good stuff, man. Love seeing it. All right, here we go. Who else we got? We got FJ Trading in the house. What up, man? He's dropping some fire signals. Check him out in the Discord, man. Between him and HRJ, it's well worth coming over to the Discord. French Toaster, what up, dude? Good to see you in the chat, man. Hope all is well with you. The ribs are looking saucy. I know. All right. Cool. Let's keep it rolling. No, that's good. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. I always show the homie some love. All right, let's go back to the charts here. So, got liquidity, right? Like we had a lot of the things lined up that we wanted to. We got that selling pressure. We got a wick. We went to a lower time frame. We saw that selling pressure on the wick, right? Went to Market Monkey Terminal, and you guys missed it all. So for the record, just for the record, in the Discord, I went live during roughly the time I was supposed to go live. I think it was about 1:30 my time. I went live and I did all of this live. You know who was in there? Squid. Just me and Squid, man. Just me and Squid. You could have saw the whole process. All Gucci. So, hey, pays the play sometimes. And really, you don't have to pay. Just get a 2-bit account. All right. So, here we go. Back to the charts. So, looking at Bitcoin right now on the 4-hour, you have a pretty key level. I guess we'll have to update these because... Oh, nope. Don't want to move that. There we go. Come on. You can do it. There it is. Put that up by the quarterly pivot. And then we look at the previous month pivot. Sweet. So, you still have this ascending level of support, right? That's still in play. That has yet to be broken. That trend is in play. Let's extend that out just a little bit. So you have that in play. You have the previous month pivot. Now this has been important. There's a reason I left it on here, and that is because it also signifies this horizontal level. All right, at about 94,000. Remember, 94,000, we made a play off of that before, and then we're actually 2 setups we had, all right, off of 94K, right? Because remember, I was like, oh, look, rinse, repeat. Is it going to happen a third time? Did not happen a third time. Chopping the tree, baby. And we talked about that a little bit. We have an ascending level of support. The probability, the statistical probability is that at some point it's going to break to the upside, right? We just weren't sure, was it going to happen here, or are we going to get another move down to the weekly pivot and then push through it again, right? So again, we kind of already talked through why it invalidated the trade, which is fine. No trade is a good trade. But you know, if we were to get that set up, you know, you're looking to take it down to the weekly pivot. All right, so let's get back to the analysis here. Nice little horizontal 94K. All right, so you can see arrow, ascending level of support, got it, got the horizontal. We've seen clear rejections off of that level multiple times. So what would make sense? It would make sense for you to come back and retest the high, right? That we've seen that over and over again for Bitcoin. It has a penchant to come back and retest the high. So if you're into Fibonacci retracements, let's do that. And sure enough, let's see. All depends on where you want it. Yeah, I would say the low there. So the previous month pivot kind of in between the 0.382, the 0.5. But I would say keep an eye on that 0.5. Why do I say keep an eye on the 0.5? Well, liquidity, remember the hot spot is 93,850. All right, so keep your eye on that, right? Coming back down here. And if we take the hot spot, take that liquidity, and then get that dip below the previous month pivot, and then you see that buying pressure come in, reestablish above the previous month pivot, you could be looking at a potential move back up. Now, this is where it gets weird. Oh, well, it gets weird in a multitude of ways because, oh my gosh. There we go. Let's just get rid of it. So let's do that again. All right, come down. Sweep the liquidity. Reestablish the range. Move back up. How far up do you go? That begins to be the question, because do you come up and do you set a lower high? You know, that's very real. Or do you come back up and retest the highs? So conservative me, right? If this is one of those set it and forget it kind of plays, you know, conservative me says, hey, you just look at where you see this horizontal level of both resistance and support, right? And then is that worth it? Is there something worth it? So let's look at a long position from here. It's probably going to be a very low percentage trade. Let's see, 1.6. You're definitely going to need a little bit of leverage on that. Maybe throw like 3.5x. Nothing too crazy. And can you get a 2-to-1? So that's going to be the sticking point, I think, for me. Because conservative play says I exit here, I TP here. Now, you could theoretically look at, okay, this is a TP1, this is a TP2. But you could get a 2-to-1, but that's a little tight. It's a little tight. And think about it, you're not going to get in right here either, because you're going to wait to see the reaction to taking that liquidity, which is going to be a little bit more of a constraint. So honestly, that might not be something that I take personally. It's there. I think I would probably like a move back down a little further. Get rid of this one here. And retest something like the weekly pivot, as well as this ascending level of support. And what would be even nicer is if we delay a little bit. If we get a slow move down. Slow move down. What would be even nicer is if you see these moving averages, the 200 and the 50-day SMA work up as well, providing you even more support. And then you look for the bounce out of that area. Now, new problem. Your bounce may only go up to the previous month pivot, right? If you were to reestablish down below the horizontal level, then understand that your play conservatively only takes you to the previous month pivot point at about 94,000. So again, this is like, I mean, it's not quite scalping, but it's damn close. All right, it's a 2% move. The good news is you can keep your stop loss pretty tight, right? Because you're just you're honoring the wick. So I think a 2 to 1's in play. I probably like this one a little bit better, to be realsies with you. So again, looking for that move down. Not saying it's going there. Let's just be clear. I'm not saying it's going there, but if it does, something to keep an eye on. All right. Let's take a look at your guys' daily DGen. You guys are up 4.96%. Look at you guys. Look at you guys. You know what I didn't do? You guys didn't even call me out. I didn't set a TP. Got too excited. All right. What would this give us right here? I say you just get stop loss to entry now. You guys are playing on house money. That's how you roll. Laid back, right? Super laid back. We did no TA. And you guys are playing on house money right now. It's crazy. You guys have a high hit rate too, which is wild. Oh, this TP makes a lot of sense too. I know you're probably looking at the wick and you're like, oh, this one right here. But when you zoom out, come back left on the chart. Look at this. Look how clear the horizontal level is between support and resistance of about 95.1. You know what I want to do just for funsies? Hold up. I just want to put a trailing on it. That's all good. It's probably about to limit out anyways. Let me make sure it's limit. Nope, it's market. What ifs? I ain't worried about it. Y'all are about to take the dub regardless. All right, let's go back to the charts real quick. Sick hat. Do you have a link? So I have for the black one. The black one I do. Oh, you guys I think I just heard a ching ching. I just heard a ching ching. Yeah. All right, another one in the books for the daily DGen. Oh, there's a little $600 banger. There you go. Where's your P&L? 6.32%. There you go, guys. Winner chicken dinner. Didn't even have to do any TA. Amazing. All right. So let's get back to this. Let's look at USDT dominance. Let's see where that's at. Weird. Found support, right? Down at the 0.382. Now, you guys remember what the 0.382 is, right? That would be the area for bullish continuation. All right, get a very nice move to the upside, a consolidation, pullback, and then 0.382 would be that technical area where you would like to see a bounce with bullish continuation. Now, that's a bad thing, for the record. All right, you don't want that to happen with USDT dominance. How accurate CVD is for that, I have no idea, but that's aggressively moving to the downside. Let's look at the daily real quick. Zoom out just a little bit. Little zoom out here. Go back left on the charts. Just want to see where you have some nice clear horizontals, which you do right there at that level. Did have a nice rejection, impulse move through, and breakout retest continuation of the downside as well. So, I mean, that level right there at about 5 point, looks like 6.8, 5.68. Not great. Remember, it's inverse. So getting a bounce out of that area and seeing it work back up to potentially where this blue line is, right? Nice little horizontal there, is not what we want to see. So hasn't played out completely yet, but I mean, you're step one, right? It's very clear that it's finding support there. On the hourly, you've already closed multiple candles. That being said, hourly does look like it's starting to set some lower highs and lower lows. So hopefully this, as it stays under the moving averages, it kind of suppresses the action here and continues to push it down and keep a little bit of that pressure to the downside, right? And see if you get something that looks like that, where you have that descending level of resistance for the price action there. So hopefully that's what we see. That's what we want to see. And then you would like to see it break down and lose the 0.382. So you break down, lose that level. That would be ideal. And that way you'll see another move. I just don't know if that's what's going to happen. We shall see. For now, you're at support. Long story short. Long story short, you're at support. Let's see. Total market cap. You're at a key level now. 3.2 trillion. Remember we talked about that. You're right there right now. So you are, interesting enough, you're at support for total market cap. So there's not a complete parallel between the charts. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick. I think that just broke down a little bit. Yep. Getting close to support for Bitcoin, not quite. I mean, total market cap though, this is a good spot to see a bounce for total market cap. You have the high volume area down here. It's going to be like a little demand zone as well. High volume, demand, as well as the moving averages kind of converging on the 4 hours. So that's your 50 SMA and your 200 SMA. So the 200 SMA is not the daily. The 200 SMA is the 4 hour, and then the 50 SMA is the daily. But they're converging right here. So I would actually like that a lot for total market cap. Not ideal to come down, but coming down to the 0.786 high volume node, as well as the convergence of these moving averages, that should be enough for government work in terms of looking to see a little bit of a bounce there, and you'll have the demand zone as well. So as you see that move to the upside. So you got a lot kind of working in this area. That's a good area, I think, to see a bounce for the total market cap. And what you do is you just kind of bounce that off of, you know, USDT dominance. Where is that at in life? You know, are you getting up to an area of resistance? Hey, look, you got a high volume area node here. You know, there could be confluence between the charts. So Bitcoin continuing to work its way down. Does it come down to, you know, where's it at? Is it at the previous month pivot, or does it come down to the weekly pivot? So that'll be something for you guys to kind of keep an eye on too, right? Because we talked about, you know, the potential for it to bounce off of the previous month pivot. You know, I don't like that setup as much, but if you're looking at total market cap and you're getting down near the 0.786 and then moving averages, high volume area, you know, and then USDT dominance is working its way up and you find a very clear area of resistance, you know, you could find, you know, a little confluence between the charts to help you out a little bit. I'm gonna go over to Market Monkey Terminal, take a look at that real quick, see what it's doing. Price action working its way down pretty aggressively. CBD had a nice little spike there, but now that's starting to work its way down a little bit as well. Seeing those lower lows, that's pretty clear. Open interest losing a little steam. some orders on the books. So what, 95? 95 even. See what the 4 hour looks like. I mean, the 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the 4 hour, your shorts would be quick lived right now. Because the CVD is still pretty aggressive to the upside. Yeah, you got a bearish candle print there on the 4 hour, but I mean, that's a doji. Now it hasn't even closed yet. The CVD still looks pretty bullish. Open interest is kind of chilling. I mean, you had a nice bump up there, but really when it comes down to it, if you're trying to smooth it out, it looks like it's pretty much horizontal. Got Squid in the house. What up, man? Good to see you, bro. So he's waiting for a long position. Need fried calamari emoji. Dude, I can only have a couple emojis right now. Once I get like fully monetized, then I'll add some. I think I can only have like 4 right now. This is it. This is all I get. So, but once they open it up, man, let's see where we're at. Guys want to check that? This is awkward. Look how delayed that is. That actually isn't going to help us at all. Let me go. I don't think that helps us either. We don't need the bubbles. We don't need that. Let's check out YouTube. Let's go to the studio. See how many hours we need. Frankie's live. No wonder not a lot of people here today. Let's see. Earn. What do we need? Where are we at? We got 3,300 hours out of 4,000. So 700 to go. I think we get about 30 to 40 an episode. So I'll let you guys do the math. I'm not doing public math right now, but not too far. 700 to go. And then you guys will have like the full gamut of emojis. We're growing. We're growing. Slowly but surely. It's like the little engine that could. Alright, everything is red. Everything is very red. Pretty aggressive move right now. Very clear little trend there. That would be a bullish pattern though, if you're into patterns. I don't usually play patterns all that often. But he did come down to this horizontal right here at about 95.1. Oh, you know what I didn't set? I want to see where the orb is today. Let's look at that real quick. The session's let's look at the orb. There you go. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Breakout retest of the orb. Down, down, and away you go. It's a percentage move off that. Let's say we got in on this one. Not much. I know Alex loves those things, man, but he only needs a 0.5%. 0.5%. So candle to the bottom there. He would have got it. He would have got it. All right, let's look at Ethereum. What time is it? 12:41. Cool. To zoom out a little bit on Ethereum. I haven't I haven't been doing a lot of TA on Ethereum here recently. Trying to hold strong here. Yeah, if you lose this level here at about 32, 33, likely coming back down here, and this is where you start looking for that setup, right? You would love for it to come down here. Take the liquidity. Right, you got demand zone, high volume area, moving averages. This looks very similar to what you're seeing. I believe it was on Bitcoin, right? So very similar. You got one level, kind of a pit stop. This looks actually a little bit stronger, but here or there. You got kind of an intermediate. There's a lot of horizontals in there. That one's kind of tough. Maybe 2. But anyways, the level I like better is down here, right? You got demand, high volume, moving averages converging, and you got an ascending level of support. So come down here, sweep the liquidity, and then you're looking for that move up. That would be the higher probability play for me. But it is a matter of like how far can you go? Are you only going here? Or do you think we can get here? And it's all about the wick. And again, you can be pretty tight with the wick. So as you're kind of looking at it, like setting it up to be like, hey, is the risk, is the risk reward worth it? Yeah, I mean, doesn't look too bad. Obviously, like, there's some things you're going to be looking for, right? You want to see that wick down. You want to clear liquidity. And then you need to have closes on the lower time frames above. Now, if you do have the order book here, you can also, it's not just Bitcoin. I primarily trade Bitcoin, but you have all the other assets here too. So I'm not going to click it because it'll mess up my whole setup. But yeah, I mean, ETH's on here. A lot of the altcoins are on here, at least the bigger ones. And so, simply just go down to your lower time frames. I typically go down the 5 minute when I'm looking to enter. And then just, give yourself a quick little sanity check. Do you get that push down and clear that liquidity for Ethereum? And then do you see, open interest going flat or starting to move, to the upside? And do you see CBD working to the upside, right? Those are a couple quick checks that you can do. And again, you can also look at the DOM and, the orders themselves on the books to see where those are at. Those will be very helpful for you in terms of, determining on whether you want to get in. It's kind of like that last little check. They're like, okay, cool. Like you got a little safety on the pin there. And then, you're going to pull that thing and then, you got a plastic cap. You got to push or, move before you push the button. Right. So, it's kind of like that. All right. Let's see here. All right, so Ethereum, and then I'll push up over 0.382. It obviously actually that is correct. That is correct. So yeah, 0.382. You could be looking for a short as well for Ethereum. Same kind of deal for Ethereum as it was for Bitcoin, right? If you get that push up to the 0.382, you want to see it clear the liquidity, come back down, reestablish the zone below, get some candle closes there, lower time frame, CVD is working its way down, and then you're just looking for, a move back down, right? Retest the horizontal, or not the horizontal, but the ascending level of support here. I think that might be, a decent setup if we continue to push up. Very much an if then, but I mean, your return there is not too bad, about 7%. And then it's all about the wick, right? All about the wick. So just making sure, like, when you're looking at it, hey, like, okay, cool. Like, I got some room here to go above, clear out liquidity, and then I have some room to actually get into the trade, right? Like, that way you can actually read the trade a little bit, right? That's kind of important. So get CVD on the 4 hour here. starting to bend over just a little bit. But the trend itself, you can see, is very clearly up and right. But do you see that start to move? But if you were to come down, right, let's get rid of this and look at from the other direction. Again, high volume area. Wick down, take liquidity. Set your stop loss around that. Give yourself a little bit more room there. And then where do you think we're gonna go? You know, I'm just looking back left on kind of these horizontals. This is the most prominent one to me. You saw a pretty clear rejection there that kind of aligns with that. And then you saw a rejection later on. So not perfect, but not bad either. Just kind of looking at that. And then it's gonna be tough to get your 2 to 1. Oh, it's because I have the setup way up there. Goodness. Yeah, it's not going to take you that long to get in the trade. There you go. That's a little bit more realistic. That's because I had the entry like way up here, which skewed everything. Cool. I like that too. All right. So if you look right here, all right, you can see where it tried to hold support. Come back left. Cool. You see both support and resistance right there. There's your resistance. There's your support. There's your resistance. And there you go. Right? So that level you can see has already been something that's been respected multiple times. So for me, I just add the 7. That'll make everyone happy. There you go. There's your 6, 7. But yeah, that's me just looking, you know, conservatively for an exit that makes sense, stays within the framework of a 2 to 1, stays within the framework of the current move. That in my mind would make some sense. But obviously there's going to be some things you're going to have to look for in terms of confluence prior to entering the trade. But even if you're looking at, say, the Prime Oscillator Pro, if you guys are into indicators, understand they're lagging, but still they can give you a good bias in terms of looking at the momentum in the direction that something is working in. Right here you can see, look at how it just kind of continues to set. Yeah, see that? So there you go, higher low, and then if it bends up, it starts working up again. When you come back, or when you come down and test this area, and then you see CBD also kind of doing the same thing. I would use the order book for that personally, but regardless, if you see CBD kind of do this, it starts working back up as well. You know, that would be a decent sign. And then of course the wick and candle closes above. I don't think that would be such a bad spot. And then we talked about some things to look at on Bitcoin. We talked about some things to look for USDT dominance as well as total market cap, right? So if you get confluence between all 3 of the charts and you like to trade Ethereum over Bitcoin, to each their own, go for it. But that's an area that I would look for. That's at about 3,000. So I'm going to mark that on the trend. Let me get rid of all this craziness. And let's take a picture of that. All right, cool. ETH. More downside, holding my short. I mean, right now, yeah, it's all Gucci. I think it would make a lot of sense in my mind to come down at minimum, anywhere between 94.5 and 94, like 150. That makes a lot of sense to come down and test those levels. Just from a technical perspective, retesting the highs before you see continuation. We don't know what it's going to do after a retest, but I just think that it makes sense to come down and test those levels first. You see, Bitcoin has it does that a lot, to be honest. Looking at the oscillators on the 4 hour, Again, it's if you're into those kind of things. You did have an overbought flash, but I mean, you're at the point now where you could see it actually start to reverse. You did have a true 7 flash there with the overbought, man. That's a pretty nice little thing that Chart Prime has. I really like this. It's just this little mark right here. It's so, most people I don't even think realize it's there, but look right here, true 7 flash here. It's just like, hey, heads up, you can see the market reversing. I guess it's a conglomerate of like 7 different indicators or something is what they say. But I mean, look right here, it flashed in conjunction with overbought, and I mean, sure enough, you got a little pullback. This one was, I mean, really on point. Almost called the top. This one was a little early, right? Got the top of here, but had another leg up before it came back down. But here nor there, I mean, it's still usually a pretty good heads up. That's probably one of my favorite things that Chart Prime has, and it's probably one of the most obscure indicators. I've done a lot of back testing on it though too. That's the one that has the highest hit rate. Let's see. Let's look at old Coinbase. Said, I don't like your bill. Now they're gonna dump it. Let's see, Coinbase. If you're looking to get into some Coinbase, I think I remember talking about this before. High volume area with in confluence with the golden pocket there. Let's see. The problem would be is these levels right here. I mean, you can see some horizontal action there at the golden pocket. That's probably the conservative play, right? Come in. Oh, look, man, it's still got this gap here too. I wouldn't be upset at grabbing some coin at around 173. That kind of leaves you in play too to set a higher low. Now, wouldn't fall in line with, like, so this wouldn't be a quick play. This wouldn't be something, it'd probably be something you'd have to hold for a bit. What you don't like is it did lose the 50 SMA, the 200 SMA on the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily. Yep, lost that as well. So that's not really ideal in terms of seeing the continuation, but we have seen it. We have seen it before. And then it moved back above. That's what you would preferably see. But coming down, you know, to the 618, just kind of looking, grouping the price action a little bit. A lot of the TA I've done is already gone. But right here, see how you group this price action? And then you see the rejection comes up, and then you get the impulse move through. So that lets you know that this area at the 618, where I believe it's about 190, that's a pretty key level, right? And then you kind of fought with that area quite a bit before you moved. Took a move to the upside, came down, and look where you tried to bounce. Even though it didn't end up holding up, you never know what's going on in the news. Sometimes it's hard to be like, hey, that day was, you know, tariff fiasco, whatever. But you can see when it came down to this key level here at about 190, it tried to bounce. It wasn't able to maintain it, but then it turned into resistance. Ultimately, what happened? Breakout retest of 190. And then the thing just took off, right? But what you see is over and over again, 190. So, I mean, ideally, you can see a gap in some of the volume though. Ideally, it comes down to 173. That would be nice. Maybe a ladder in, you know, look at 190, second position there at 173. And maybe look at 3. You know, 1, 2, 3, and then you take the lows here if it comes down and actually sweeps liquidity before it works its way back up. But yeah, something to keep an eye on, at least for Coinbase. Gold just to the moon. Not even wasting my time on that because everyone's like, where's it gonna go? I don't know, dude. It's already gone up, up, and up, so too hard to do TA on something like that. Yeah, I can do a fib extension, but come on. Let's be real. Let's see. Go or Nvidia. Nvidia. So CBD is working its way down on Nvidia. It is starting. You're starting to see kind of like a little head and shoulders there if you're into patterns. Could be a little argument to be made for that. But consolidating right now. Still hasn't retested the 0.382, but now your moving averages are working up very aggressively. You got the 200 intersecting with the 0.382, adding to a little spice in that area. Let's see. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Yeah, it'd be interesting if it comes back and retests 0.382, but I mean, like I said, you got the moving averages kind of working up with you. That's at about 164. I would say that's tough. So I know before when we were talking about this, I was looking at the 0.5. I like the 0.5 better, just based on coming back and retesting the highs. That for me wouldn't have been more appealing, but I got the moving averages kind of working up aggressively. That's where the 4 hours at. So 4 hour. Man, you're kind of hanging on right now, huh? Look at that. Oh, look at that gap though. Look at the volume. See that? That's probably why I like the 0.5 better when I was looking at it. I still think it's a real possibility. Like, it doesn't always have to stay above the lines, you know? Like, it can come down, shake some people out, retest the high, hit a high volume area. I mean, was that one? We'll call it 149. 149 to 152 or so for Nvidia. I would at least mark that on the charts and then just kind of wait to see the reaction. Like, this one was pretty, you could see that one. Buying came in pretty quick. Look at Tesla real quick. Very similar. Pretty similar. Because they had one test of the 0.382, just like, what was I just looking at? Nvidia, that's what it was, Nvidia. So that just had one test of the 0.382. Looks like it wants to come back down and retry that. Top of the range though, I don't know. I think moving average is moving up. Tesla's still looking pretty bullish. It's tough. Yeah, but same thing with the volume. Just a gap. Yeah, probably the 0.5 again. Sorry for all the yawning. Like I said, I didn't sleep last night. Let's see here. Micro strategies. Or strategy. Sorry. Mobby. Oh, I remember talking about this coming down to this high volume area, the POC of the previous range. Yo, 170. I remember talking about that. That's why I did this fixed range volume profile here on the left. Coming back down and retesting that and looking for a bounce out of that area. You're right there. Man, strategy's gotten its butt beat. If you're into strategy though, may not be a bad spot. Do a fib from the absolute low. Nothing really lines up there. Do it off that high. So that would put you in the platinum pocket. I mean, you are at an interesting level right now for strategy. 170. I remember talking about that if it came down to that level. I just can't get myself to do it. I ain't got it in me. Let's see. We'll look at Cardano real quick. Yucky. Yucky poo poo. Yucky poo poo. That's what you are. Oh my gosh. Look at the CBD on this. Disgusting. What has happened to Cardano? It was at $3 last cycle. You're at 39 cents. Remember a long time ago when I was on Piper Academy and I was talking about the parallels between Bitcoin and some of the altcoins and the ones that weren't keeping up? And I was going nuts about Cardano. And I was just like, dude, like the parallel is just off. Like even if you're looking for a delayed move to the upside, like it just doesn't look the same. Because this is last cycle. This is 2021 high. That was a good time. I think I sold it. It was like 276. I was mad at myself too. Broke $3. I was like really upset. But talk about a great move. Check this out. I have more Cardano now than I did last cycle, and it cost me less. A lot less. I got 3 times as much, and it cost me a lot less. All right. Let's see here. AVAX also looks like duty. It's following this descending level of support though, so like it did get a healthy bounce off of that. That's good, I guess. Yay, AVAX. You're in a high volume area. Obviously some liquidity up here, grabbing that. Sharp rejection out of that liquidity zone. Surprise, surprise. Weird. But 0.382. So this is, I'm looking for a potential short if AVAX does move up. So 2 things are going to happen. One, I will sell the bag if we move up to about 20. And then I'll be looking for a short. Unless we get an impulse move through, then I'll just, all right, flip it. Cool. And so this is one of the things, or one of the projects I've laddered into just as the market's been moving down, just kind of doop, doop, doop. Ladder in, bring cost basis down. So then it comes back up to 20. I'm in substantial profit, right? I don't even need it to go up to 20. It's actually much less than that for me to break even. But here nor there, if it does go up to 20 or close to, I will sell. And then we kind of wait to see how it interacts with that level, right? You know, we have a key level, but the more it flirts around down here, this moving averages, they're not going to be any bit of confluence anymore. They're just going to be moving down, and they're going to be working their way down. And, you know, that takes away some of the fun that I'm looking for here in the meantime. So to match us a little bit. Yeah. See, almost like a descending channel, really. I mean, well, it's not what the technical term is, but I'm just kind of looking at the medians. Just kind of how support and resistance is kind of over and below the median. It's interesting. Let's see. What's something I haven't looked at? Let's look at H-bar. I think I looked at that maybe a couple weeks ago. All right. Key level. And what was I looking for? A short. I just don't know where I put that at. Was it here or was it here? Did this already play out? I don't remember. I don't remember when I did this TA. But But yeah, looks like I was looking for a short out of area around 12.8, just based on horizontals. I can see that now. Very simply based off horizontals. Not one I took. Not something I jumped on, and then just looking forward to come down and retest this. So this, I mean, this is cool, right? This is like one of those things where like, hey, why do you like horizontal so much? Well, you can see, right? You had the breakout, retest. Let's take this down to a smaller time frame. Cool. So right now, what you see, it's consolidating right here. Right? Very clear area of consolidation. Breakout, retest, right? This is the one that a lot of, we'll say newer traders like to take. You get these moves down, consolidation. If you're into Wyckoff, people talk about absorption, redistribution, whatever. Here nor there, it's consolidating, it's in a range, and then it breaks that range. Breaks that range, you get a retest of the high, and then you see that move to the upside, right? But that being said, that then turned into my target level for a TP. Right? So when I'm looking at this and I'm like, hey, here's a horizontal level, there's where I'm looking for an entry. And then that's roughly where I was looking for a stop loss. And you're looking for a 7% move. So that's how I came up with this before that move actually happened. And look, I mean, stop loss was pretty damn close. And I'm not saying I would have jumped or taken this trade, like what I may have done, because I want to see liquidity get swept, right? Liquidity has to sweep, and then you have to establish below the range. So understand what has to transpire before you get in. So what my biggest debate would have been is, would I have taken that knowing the wick was up there at 1.5? That would have been the big debate. And then you could probably bring this down just a little bit. Cool, 1.73. So that would have been your debate right there. Could you get something close enough to a 2-to-1? For an 8% move, you're risking 5 though. I don't know. Can't tell you if I would have took it or not, to be real. But that's what it would have looked like. Come up, sweep liquidity, come down, reestablish below the range. Get that little retest is actually a perfect entry. Boom. And then you take it down to your target level, which is just retesting the high of this range. Got a high volume node there as well, but not sure where that was at the time period. I'm imagining that was probably right around here, because this changes, this fluctuates based on now you got new data. So that's moving your VPVR. Look at Solana real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here. I already gave you the sauce on that one. 121 went up to 140. We're at 141 now. So big thing to keep your eye on is this area right now. Scary thing is it could have just been sweeping liquidity above, right? See the highs, comes up, takes liquidity, and then poof. Wouldn't that be the fake out of fake outs, right? Like we had these big moves up for all these cryptos, Bitcoin included, and then now they all dump after they came up and swept liquidity. That would be some S, wouldn't it? Be some straight S. Ethereum didn't. Solana did though. Let's see it. Trying to look. Oh, Cardano wasn't even able to get up there either. Oh gosh. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. All right. Squid said he's waiting for a long position. Okay. What up, Mark? Hope all is well, brother. Melissa's in here. How are you, lady? Good to see you. All set, all set. Bro, y'all be living in JR's Discord, and y'all just like hang out in there. Just shut my Discord down and go over to JR's. Be done with it. All right, let's see. Any setups on Cardano? Didn't really look at a setup, did I? You're in a nice little spot now. All right, you get that little period of consolidation. High volume. Mostly because of this right here, though. But come back down. Retest that area before seeing continuation is sim play. You don't want to lose it. You really don't want to lose this level you're at right now for Cardano. Just looking at where the volume is. This one's a straight liquidity sweep, man. Talk about just clearing it all off the table. Look at how aggressive the move was, too. Takes that liquidity, institutional buying comes in, I'm sure. And boom. Let's see, Cardano. Let's go 4 hour real quick. We'll do a fixed range. So you're down at the POC right now on the 4 hour. So support for total market cap. Bitcoin is close to support. Maybe not quite, but pretty damn close. Dominance. Resistance. Yeah, it's looking like a breakout retest for market cap right now. Or not market cap, but USD dominance. So I wonder if you get that. Oops. Yeah, I would keep an eye on Cardano at right around these levels. Like if you see a move up for the rest of the market, obviously Bitcoin will be the North Star. Like I said, I mean, total market cap is obviously an area of support right now. Retesting highs, 0.382, bullish continuation, USDT dominance. There's a breakout retest, kind of the low side here of the support levels, which be resistance right now for current price action. But I mean, where you're at for Cardano is not a horrendous spot by any means. I would love to see the bounce out of that area. My bias, my personal bias, would be to see a bounce. Not saying like that's what I think it's going to do. I'm just saying like because I have spot positions. I laddered into positions on Cardano, so I would like to see a bounce here. That would be ideal. Dude, these alts are getting slapped. Where's dominance at? I know it's up like 0.5% since the last time we looked, which is pretty substantial. 59.73. I know we were following a little trend before for dominance. Stayed over the trend, got over the moving averages, got a little horizontal there that's working against right now. You don't want to see that pop. Not for alts. The old pop cat. I think that thing might be dead. Yeah, I think the fun is over for that one. I know FD used to like to trade Popcat a lot. But that thing is just dying. Stay away from that one for now. SHIB. I haven't really heard much about SHIB either lately. Chart also looks crappy. Snack. Crappy. Solana. Oh, we talked about Solana already. SPX. Okay. I guess I was looking for a long out of that area. It's always fun coming back sometimes and looking at the TA. You're like, oh shit. Not so bad. That's what I was looking for. Move off the 887 up to the 0.786. Didn't quite make it up there though. What's that move? Let's take it from the high there. %. Even the bottom of that is 8.7. Jeez. Alrighty. That was a miss. Ton. Yeah, nothing looks really good right now. A lot of these are just trending to the downside. Like, you're gonna have to see some kind of change of character. Let me look at the it's one indicator I like just for like to see kind of the daily. Let's see, what is it? It's chart prime. It's chart prime. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see. That's what happens when you're tired. Moving average shift, that's what it is. There you go. There you go. This one's pretty cool. Like, really helps you like with finding this right here, right? Like me looking at it, I was like, oh, that's poop. But like, hey, like there's some inklings. There's some like opportunity here that we could be seeing a reversal on the daily for some of these. Let's see, SWE. Yep, see, there you go. Makes it look a lot different, right? I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, it's poop. It's poop. It's also poop. And then this is like, well, hold on. There's opportunity. It's just the chart overall just doesn't look great, right? We've seen it bounce up, but these moves are kind of crazy, some of them. For SHIB, that's a 36% move. Even if you were to take it up to the 200, that's a 20% move. Well, this one was at the 200. Not sure where you would have got out on that one. But this move went up 26%. Still holding over top. Bitcoin. I mean, yeah, right about where we were talking about the breakout. Let's see. So it paints a little different picture if you're looking at some of the cryptos. Saying, hey, hold on, there's opportunity here for pretty much everything I'm clicking on. Even though most of the charts look very similar. Look at Pole. Pole had a little move. 10 cents, man. That's crazy. Bro, I used to like Matic. I like the utility. Obviously. Not good right now. MYX? MYX looks a little different. It looks different than the rest. Look at this. Certified uptrend since November. A lot healthier than this though. That's stupid. That's crazy. This is when everybody asks me to do TA. It's like right here. They're like, hey, can you do TA on MYX? No. Here, I'll tell you. I'll give you an idea. Short it. Take it down to the golden pocket. You see that happen over and over again. Matter of fact, I remember saying that it would probably come down here off that move. And then it got a bounce. And then it said breakout retest. See ya. But hey, this is healthy. This is healthy. So MYX may not be Dunsky's. Because that right there, not so bad. You come back down and you continue to ride this up. Not bad. High volume. Got your 200. Don't worry about the moving average shift. I like to just see it when it kind of flips. Let's see. Near. Samesies. As a lot of the other ones. Link. Link looks better. A little bit. Still had a pretty clear downtrend there, but looks a little better. Looks a little healthier, right? Getting at least higher lows. So, say I like Link a little bit better than most of those. Almost all of them. Jasmine looks like the rest. Like the rest. Like the rest. Like the rest. Pretty close. Dude, I remember people were hot about Dot, man. Hot about Dot. They were hotty toddy. Hotty dotty. Dotty hotty. Doge kind of looks like the rest of them as well. But again, it's your first signs of life right here. In a while. Since October. First signs of life since October. I ain't messing with this. Let's see. Cody. Ooh, yuck. Yuck, yuck. I know that one's in the Cardano ecosystem. Just bought a bag of Ondo. I got some Ondo. I laddered in. I'm a little in the negative right now. But I laddered into Ondo myself. Look at Ondo though. So look. All the other ones kind of had a breakout. If you're looking at the moving average shift. But Ondo not so much. But you are in a nice little horizontal level. See both support resistance around this level at about 3.2 to about 0.4. So you like to see it stay on top of that. Break this moving average here. And then Could be some opportunity. Could be. I like Ando too, from a utility perspective. And really who's involved, right? Because of BlackRock. So that's kind of a big thing. That one more is like fundamental than it is technicals, right? XMR, look at that craziness. Not doing TA on that. Knight, yikes. Yikes. What happened, A to Ace? What happened, bro? So you put those sunglasses on, man. You put them shades on. Probably time to sell. I'm not saying sell it now. You missed that. He likes, I believe this one as well. Is this? Double check. That one's kind of healthy though. That looks pretty healthy in terms of the move to the upside. Impulse correction, impulse correction. Doesn't look so bad. Word. All right. All right, Alexandra, you take it easy. Sneak peek on Ando for the Dutch dude. Yeah, I got you. Let's actually look at it. Just BS. Let me turn all this stuff off. Oh, that's right. It's down here. Yeah, well, I guess there's not much more I can really add to it, to be honest. This is the horizontal that you wanted to keep. Obviously, when you had that wick down on that freaking scam day, October 10th. But this is the horizontal you really want to keep for Ando. I mean, it's not, obviously it's not over till it's over. The chart doesn't look good, to be honest with you. Like, in all seriousness, you would have loved to see it, you know, stay at minimum above your lows here. But we've worked our way down, man. So if you add it to a bag though, or you recently bought, I would say you're probably in a good spot. Now, just understanding that there could be some drawdown. You could take my approach where, hey, you buy here, you buy there, or you wait till maybe down here at 20 cents if you've already bought. That would probably be the best bet. If you want to ladder into that one, about 20 cents. But like, if you lose all that, man, like, then something fundamentally is just wrong with Ando, which I'm not the guy for that. Crux will probably be able to help you a little more. But I have Ando myself. I am holding Ando, if it makes you feel any better. And my entry is right about where we're at right now. Or call spaces, sorry. But yeah, you want to start seeing that at least continue to go horizontal and then kind of start breaking its way. Start just slowly, one step at a time, man. Get yourself up over 45. Reestablish this range here that goes up to about 53, 54. And that'll make you feel a lot better about the situation. Where's the V? It doesn't work on that. Rather than 4 hour. Nope. Doesn't want to work. Take absolute low to high. So you're in the platinum pocket too. If you took like straight up low to high. You can see where that lines up with a few things as well, right? Not too far from the wick. Range high here. So maybe a little bit more drawdown, but if you have the capital to ladder into the position, and like I said, bring your cost basis down, that might be the going in for that one. All right, fam. I am tired AF. I'm gonna get off of here. I don't think there's anything really to trade right now. Bitcoin's getting a little bit of a bounce, but nothing too spectacular. It's kind of a boring time to do a show, to be honest. I know you guys hit on the short, so that was cool. Oh, you are getting a little breakout of that. There you go. A megaphone. Yeah, ultimately supposed to be a bullish pattern there. Breaking out to the upside. Maybe it comes back up, retest the orb. Say that's probable. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take a nap. I'll post some of the charts, like of I think Solana and I think Cardano will be one, USDT, total market cap, and Bitcoin. I'll post that in the Discord for you guys probably later on. And then any setups that I see, I'll post in there as well. So I'm gonna get out of here. Hope y'all have a good one. Sorry for the low energy today. I am tired. DDT, what up, man? Ondo to $10. Oh gosh. Is this like a link to 500 thing? Do I want to know? All right, taking everything out when Bitcoin hits 102 or Ondo touches 200 EMA. Gotcha. Yeah, brother. You take it easy, man. Hope all of you have a good one. As always, trade safe, be safe. I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the